On December 27, 2021, Minecraft speedrunner KiwiistBurb set the world record for the fastest random seed glitchless Minecraft speedrun RTA in history. With a raw time of just 9 minutes and 55 seconds, including pauses, loads, and all, it was the fastest anyone had ever gone from opening up a world to rolling the credits. And then for about 15 months, nothing happened. March 1st, 2023. Enter Danny15, one of the most influential runners in Minecraft Bedrock Edition history, who's been grinding world after world this whole time. He's playing out some runs, opens up a new world, rolls an awesome seed, and less than 10 minutes later, for the first time in over a year, Minecraft Bedrock 1.16 for PC has a new champion. So now it's his turn to revel in victory for another 15 months, right? Wrong, because just a few weeks later, someone else takes the crown. But that's not even the crazy part, because a few days later, there's another world record. And you're not gonna believe who said it. This might be the craziest month and a half in Minecraft speedrunning history, and in this video, we're gonna break it all down for you. First, we have to understand why KiwiistBurb's record was so significant when it was first set. For one, it was the fastest Bedrock run in history across all platforms, phone, PC, console, but we also said it was the fastest in all of Minecraft. Some of our more attentive viewers might be asking, how could a 9:55 have been the fastest run in Minecraft history if Brentilda was at the top of the Java leaderboard with a 9:36 at the time? And they've got a point, though there have been instances where the in-game time for Bedrock world records has been faster than the Java world record time. For example, Mouse once held the overall record for months with a run played on a PS4. This wasn't one of those cases. What set Kiwi's run apart was the RTA, or real-time attack. That is, the total amount of time spent from spawning into the world to rolling the credits. Brentilda's 9:36 in-game time cuts out the pausing and loading time during the run, which, when included, would have put the run at 11 minutes and 9 seconds. Of course, that didn't make Brentilda's world record time inaccurate or any less impressive, but start to finish, KiwiistBurb's run was, in another sense, technically the fastest ever completed on a random seed, an accomplishment which garnered a lot of attention. With the stage set, let's get back to our guy, Danny15. He's been running Minecraft Bedrock on PC for over 2 years at this point, and at one point or another has played pretty much every category there is. But make no mistake, the quality of his runs is just as impressive as the quantity. He holds records in set seed and co-op RSG categories, not to mention being at the top of the leaderboard for multiple category extensions. All in all, he certainly meets anyone's definition of an experienced and accomplished speedrunner. But there's one title that's always eluded him, and it might be the most prestigious of them all: Random Seed Glitchless 1.16. A successful Minecraft world record comes down to a combination of luck and skill. First off, you need to get a randomly generated seed that gives you all of the resources you need with minimal travel time between them. Once that happens though, you need the mechanics, reflexes, and knowledge of the game in order to play your hand to perfection. You've got to get blaze rods and ender pearls from the nether, craft them together to fill a portal in an underground stronghold, and then pass through the portal to fight the final boss, the Ender Dragon. Unlike in Java Edition, where the player starts the game hundreds of blocks from the nearest stronghold, there's a small chance in Bedrock that the player can spawn extremely close, which is a huge time-saving opportunity. Though Bedrock strongholds, like Java ones, generate hundreds, if not thousands of blocks from the center of the world, the version's spawning rules mean that the player can, under select circumstances, start the game hundreds of blocks from the center as well. Bedrock only allows spawning in a handful of biomes, so if the attempted spawn point is in a banned biome, for example a desert, then the spawn point's x-coordinates will increase until reaching a spawnable space. If the nearest spawnable biome is hundreds or thousands of blocks from the middle of the world, then that's where you'll end up, meaning a stronghold could be close by. Of course, the vast majority of spawn points aren't going to be anywhere near strongholds, and so there's no shortcut to finding a lucky spawn other than loading up new seed after new seed after new seed. To speed things up a bit, Danny15 has an auto resetter equipped on his PC that'll automatically open a new world based on whether his coordinates are within stronghold range. He's streaming some runs on a voice call with friends when he suddenly strikes it rich. X coordinate 1020, Y coordinate 20. This world's playable. So we know there could be a stronghold somewhere out here, but how is Danny15 supposed to know where to look? In a speedrun, it's not like there's much time for exploring. That's where this comes in. In Bedrock Edition, the 3 closest strongholds to the center of the world correspond with the locations of villages on the surface. At x-coordinate 1020, Danny 15 is in the perfect Goldilocks zone where he's far enough for strongholds to occur, and close enough for those strongholds to be one of the 3 underneath villages. If it's not clear by now, he's off to a pretty amazing start, and so the next step is to start gathering supplies. He breaks wood and cobblestone to craft tools, takes beds to use in his dragon fight, and gets food and armor from the blacksmith chest, before using his newly crafted stone sword to kill the golem for iron. The process goes pretty fast because there's no attack cooldown on Bedrock, and the golem drops 4 iron, which Danny 15 uses for a bucket. Okay, so we know that there's a relatively decent chance the stronghold is going to be under this village, but we still don't know exactly where to find it. One option would be to just dig around and hope for the best, but there's no guarantee a stronghold is even underneath this village. The time Danny 15 would spend searching is valuable time he could spend loading and playing other seeds, so precision is key. Of course, he's got a plan. Stronghold staircases always generate at the 4 coordinates of the chunk they're in. That is, the 16 by 16 block areas all Minecraft worlds are divided into. So if he can just figure out where the 4 coordinates are, he can dig straight down. Since individual chunk coordinates aren't viewable on Bedrock, some runners figure out 4 by the orientation of village bells, since they correspond with the edges of chunks. Danny 15 employs a different strategy, using his overall coordinates in order to calculate the position of 4 and then digging based on that. Just 2 minutes and 5 seconds into the run, he's into the stronghold, which if you're used to watching Java Edition speedruns is a pretty crazy sentence to hear. While navigating the stronghold, Danny 15 finds 3 diamonds for a pickaxe, and after reaching the portal room, he starts using the lava underneath the frame to build another portal. Instead of using flint and steel to light the portal, he tries to light a fire using lava and wood planks, which is a pretty reliable strat on Bedrock and saves the trouble of mining gravel for flint. He has a little trouble with the skeleton, but he's into the nether at 3.5 minutes, about 50 seconds behind Kiwiest Burb's pace. But what Danny 15 sees next turns this from a respectable run to what might be the best random seed ever played on Bedrock Edition. Right next to the portal, within a few dozen blocks of each other, are both a fortress and a bridge bastion. He runs to the bastion right away, using his new diamond pick to gather gold blocks, and starts bartering with the piglins. In Bedrock, piglins drop their trades instantly when a gold block is mined nearby, allowing Danny 15 to speed up the trading process as he gathers more gold. Once he's got enough pearls, he heads to the fortress to check off the last items on his list. Blaze rods. Though just about everything went right in Kiwiest Burb's record, the one place where they really faced a setback was the blaze fight. They went 5 for 16 on drops, spending almost 2 minutes at the fortress, and so this is a spot where Danny 15 has a chance to gain a lot of ground. Sure enough, luck is on his side yet again. Even average blaze rod drops of 50% would be a huge boost, but he does even better, going 5 for 7, and is ready to go back to the overworld at just over 7 minutes. He fills the portal and is into the end at 7 minutes and 17 seconds. Danny 15 really is on unprecedented pace here. His end entry is almost a full 2 minutes faster than Kiwiest Burb's. At this point, he's not just on pace to beat the Bedrock PC record, but ENG's 909 mobile record as well, which would make him the fastest Bedrock runner of all time across all platforms. He's rolled a great seed, and every step of the journey has worked out in his favor to this point. He just needs one last thing to break his way, and that's the dragon perch. It's a coin flip. About 50% of the time, the dragon will come down to the exit portal almost immediately. If that happens, we could be looking at a sub 8-minute run. So Danny 15 mines some obsidian to use for the 1 cycle, and waits, and waits, and waits. Seconds tick by. Finally, at around 8 minutes and 40 seconds, the dragon perches and he rushes in for the kill. After the 1 cycle, the run's over at 9.5 minutes. For the first time in 15 months, there's a new fastest run in PC Bedrock. For the first time in his speedrunning career, Danny 15 holds an RSG world record. But while all this was going on, unbeknownst to just about anybody, another runner was grinding resets behind the scenes. LOL869 isn't a person who particularly enjoys being in the spotlight. Though he's been active in various Bedrock categories for a long time, he tends to be pretty quiet about his runs and doesn't stream any of them live. As a result, few people even knew he was running 1.16 solo RSG until April 10th, 2023, when he publicly uploaded an 8-minute, 59-second run to his YouTube channel. Of course, he'd actually gotten the record 3 days earlier, on the 7th, but instead of, telling everyone about it, he quietly uploaded it to speedrun.com as an unlisted recording for verification. Never mind that it was the first sub-9 in Bedrock history, and the fastest random seed glitchless run ever on any Bedrock platform. He just didn't feel the need to make a big deal about it. After all, LOL869 isn't here just to get our praise. He's here to shatter records. Any Bedrock run that has any chance of being world record starts with good chords, and this one is no exception, with LOL869 spawning over 900 blocks from the origin in the X direction. There's a village right off the bat, which is always a good sign, and so he heads over to collect beds and start making tools. The golem doesn't follow him when he tries to aggro it, so he has to take a bit of an unconventional approach to killing it, taking some damage in the process. Eventually, he's able to trap it behind a fence and collect 4 iron ingots. At this point, water bucket in hand, he can dig down to the stronghold and build another portal. Though the coordinate range LOL869 is in is by far the best area for finding strongholds underneath villages, there's still only about a 15% chance for a stronghold to have generated. It takes a lot of favorable RNG to get to this point, and keep in mind that for every amazing run like this one, there are countless others that end early because of bad luck in one form or another. Good seeds like this one are the extreme outliers, and on the occasion you roll one, you feel a lot of pressure to play it well. After navigating the stronghold and getting some more food, LOL869 builds and lights a portal and is into the nether at 3 minutes and 20 seconds, slightly faster than Danny15's pace to this point. The nearest bastion is a housing bastion, so he'll dig into the bottom, drop a few gold ingots in a collection area, and let the piglins follow the gold right into the trap. While that's happening, he'll mine the gold blocks embedded in the structure to use as bartering material. Having now acquired all the ender pearls he needs, he uses one to teleport to another fortress, where he starts killing blazes with the best weapon he's got, a netherite hoe. Using a bed, he blows up the blocks closest to the spawner in order to increase the amount of spawnable space for blazes, and it pays off right away, with 3 blazes spawning at once. Bedrock blaze fireballs are notoriously difficult to dodge, not to mention glitchy, but later versions of the game that have fixed these bugs also have far worse piglin pearl trade rates, so it's a trade-off speedrunners have to make. Overall, LOL869 goes an alright 4 for 9 on rod drops, and re-enters the overworld at 7 minutes and 37 seconds. A few seconds later, he's into the end. Though LOL869's end entry is significantly slower than Danny15's, at this point, the Dragon Perch is all that matters, something Danny15 knows all too well. This time, luck is on LOL869's side. The Dragon perches very quickly and he sprints to the portal to set up the 1 cycle, which is a little different than the ones on Java. Before blowing up any beds, he builds a tower with a lava flow designed to slow down the dragon once it takes explosion damage and tries to fly away. Next, he throws a pearl at the dragon's neck to activate a glitch that multiplies damage. Now, all that's left is to blow up the beds. With just half a heart remaining, LOL869 has done it. 8 minutes and 59 seconds. For the first time in his speedrunning career, he's world champion of Bedrock 1.16 RSG, not just among PC players, but across every platform. Danny15, however, hasn't given up the speedrun grind, and the news that he's been usurped as world record holder is just a little extra motivation to fuel the fire. On April 16th, just 9 days after LOL869 became the fastest Bedrock player in history, Danny15 is recording some solo runs. He spawns into the middle of a taiga biome with no structures in sight, not an ideal place to begin a speedrun at first glance, but his coordinates, x848, y4, tell him this seed is worth exploring. Sure enough, he finds a village in a neighboring plains biome. He crafts tools, gathers food, and then kills the golem, getting 5 iron, before digging down into the stronghold. While searching for the portal room, he finds 3 diamonds, enough for a pickaxe, which will be helpful as the run continues. He builds a portal and enters the nether a little over 3 minutes into the run. Danny15 emerges next to another fortress, which is good news, but there's no bastion in sight. If this were a Java edition run, he could check the entity count to find a concentration of piglins and locate the bastion even if it's outside his range of vision. But Bedrock runners don't have access to the F3 screen. Because of the quadrant system of structure generation in the nether, he can get a rough idea of where a bastion might be. But Bedrock quadrants are pretty big, so it's not a sure thing. Overall, navigating the nether on Bedrock is up to luck in a lot of ways. And so, Danny15 decides to try a backup plan. Classic strats. Classic strats are when you mine nether gold ore and trade with a small number of piglins scattered around to get pearls instead of going to a bastion where there's more gold and more piglins. As you can imagine, it's a lot slower and less reliable, but if you can't find a bastion, it's really the only option you've got. There's not much gold ore to mine where Danny15 is, so he decides to bridge across a lava lake to try and find more. And that's when he sees it. A bridge bastion on the horizon. With that, this run's chances of success have shot up. He pearls down to where the most accessible gold is, the golden pig statues on the bridge, and starts mining, tossing down ingots to the piglins as he goes. Once he's mined out all the gold, he starts placing the blocks down again and breaking them so that the piglins will instantly trade. Now having all the pearls he needs, he travels back to the Nether Fortress, where he can get blaze rods, craft Eyes of Ender, and head for the end. Danny 15's not too far behind world record pace at this point. And normally when you say that about a run, it's because the seed has been incredible and pretty much every part of the run has gone right. This seed has been good for sure, it's gotten him this far, but it's been far from perfect. He didn't spawn right in a village like the 2 most recent world records, and he didn't enter the Nether within view of a bastion. As for the blaze fight, the RNG wasn't anything too amazing. As we've said, speedrunning Minecraft on a random seed is a combination of luck and skill. Today, the luck part hasn't always been on Danny 15's side, but by making up for it with an insane amount of skill and speed, he set himself up with an outside shot at his 2nd world record in as many months. At this point, there's no margin for error. The dragon is going to have to perch immediately, and Danny 15 is going to have to pull off maybe the fastest one cycle of his life. He'll have to build the lava tower, activate quadruple damage by throwing a pearl at the dragon's neck, and then blow up the beds as fast as possible. There's no time to spare. If he throws the pearl and it glitches through the dragon's head and teleports him away, the run's over. Unlike his last record, there is absolutely no room for error here. It all comes down to this. And sure enough, Danny 15 executes one of the fastest one cycles in Minecraft Bedrock history. The credits roll, and for the 2nd time in just 47 days, he's a world champion. A huge congratulations to both Danny 15 and LOL869 on their incredible world records over the past couple of months, and we want to thank them both for their help answering questions about the runs. It's been an entertaining and hectic past couple of months in Minecraft Bedrock speedrunning, and we have these 2 runners to thank for that. Their channels are linked in the description, and you should absolutely show them some support. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a like or a comment down below to help more people find the video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.